we're live.
Yay! Yay!
Live on recording.
Live and recording.
Okay. Well, a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Where do you want to start? Well, hey, let's start this real quick.
Okay.
Because we're not going to talk about it long.
Okay.
James Harden finally gets traded.
Yeah, it gets traded
to the Nets.
Yeah.
For a bunch of shit. It
was a 4-team deal. A lot of people got moved around. Oladipo was really the star of it. He gets traded from Indiana, and
because they basically told him they don't want to win.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, you're the only reason that we do well, and you're going to go ahead and leave.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured we'd talk about that. Now, obviously, he should be happy. Maybe lose some of that weight that he put on. In the 2 months since the last time we've seen him. I don't know what he did.
He was hanging out at Lou Williams strip club eating those wings. I mean, he just got fat.
But, that happens. I don't know, the whole Kyrie Irving thing, the fact that he's choosing not to play basketball now.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just be done.
He probably should just retire.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to play, but you still want paid, that's not how that works. So if the Nets are smart, you just go ahead.
And the whole reason that Kevin Durant is there is because of you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you're just like, man, I don't feel like playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
the reason I know that they were in talks of getting him, and he wanted to go there earlier before the season started. But with all this Kyrie shit, I feel like that's the trend that's going to be taking place. Like Kyrie's going to get cut because the Nets now have spent the most money ever, I think, on a roster. So, especially taking on Harden, and he's going to have to resign to a double max contract.
I didn't hear it because I don't listen to ESPN radio much, but all the other channels were on commercial.
Yeah.
So
I had to do
flipped
something.
it to something on my way. And one guy's talking about that. He said, because Kyrie was very vocal about when they went in the bubble and stuff like that. And, then you sign these deals, get in here, blah, blah, blah. If you don't want to play because of that, for sure say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not saying anything.
No, you're just being a prick.
And then if you want to do it, like in the social justice thing that he kind of does. And that point of
say that
too.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that, you kind of need to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy I heard said, I'm not telling you to shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Dribble.
Yeah.
He says, I'm telling you to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
But people only pay attention to you because you play basketball very well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not playing basketball, I feel like nobody's going to listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. These guys use their platform well.
Yeah.
So do it. I mean, it's done. You forget, even if it's not talking about the social injustice stuff, they've used their platform well for other things.
Yeah.
I mean, cancer research, everybody wears pink in October, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now use it for something that you really care about. You're going to be on the biggest stages ever right now because you're the basketball here in a month.
Yeah.
When football's done, you're going to be the only sport playing.
Yeah.
So probably should use that.
You should be playing if you want people to pay attention to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, he lost a lot of people because he believes that the earth is flat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand it's a basketball school, but it's still fucking Duke.
Yeah.
I know you got in.
He's not going to play basketball. He's going to go get his philosophy degree and talk about that. So,
all right. Well, I felt we need to get, now that nobody's listening, because let's be honest, nobody gives a fuck about the NBA.
Pretty much.
It is horrible.
Yeah. And now you just added
nobody's watching it.
Now you just added another super team, so nobody cares now.
And I mean, the ratings, nobody is watching the NBA.
Yeah.
I seen where of the games played, 20% of their games played so far have been the margin of victory has been over 20 points.
Oh my God.
Well, that's what happens when you just let all the stars go to one place. And then you still have this draft lottery thing that the really shitty team might get the 8th pick, where in the NBA, anything out of the top 3 is
garbage.
I might not even make your team. I mean,
yeah, exactly. The thing that I just, the NBA, it's so boring now.
It's bad.
It feels like an all-star game every game.
Yeah, and it's, I know a lot of people say it looks boring because they're not trying or they don't play
they're
defense.
Just that fucking good.
No, they're just really good. They don't miss open shots. They don't. I mean, they're just really good.
The bad part about it is, we talk about all these super teams. Okay, we talk about the super teams, but you have teams that are really, really good that are going to get shit stomped by those super teams. The Celtics are a very good basketball team. The Heat are a very good basketball team, but they're going to get smoked by anybody they play in the playoffs because they have 2 or 3 guys that are just all-stars, you know?
Well, here, I guess I can't say this, but I'm a Pacers fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really watch it, but I'm a Pacers fan.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just traded away.
Yeah, Depot. Yeah.
But his thing coming after last season is said, I want to stay here. I like it here.
Yeah.
These guys are coming on free agent. Can I get some help? Can we sign one of them? And they said, no.
No. Yeah.
We're not bringing anybody in. Well, how am I supposed to be a fucking fan of that?
Yeah. If you're not going to, because, we always talk about going with the times. The time is spending money on you need 2 dudes. It's been shown you can win championships with 2 all-stars.
Yeah.
Oladipo's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
You get him another piece, then those other guys that are mediocre, they start to get open shots because everybody's worried about those 2 dudes. It's a big cycle.
And this coming out, I know we're going longer in the NBA than anybody gives a shit about. Maybe we have one listener out there who's like, yeah, NBA talk. Everybody else is like, hey, can we get to the fucking football already? But the fact that, at one point in time, like, talking about possibly expanding 2 more teams of like, I think you need to contract about 10 of them so we can take the talent and spread that shit out.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that plagues baseball. Like you have a salary cap, but not really.
Nope.
You just pay a luxury tax, which means if you have if you're the Lakers or if the Knicks never do it, but they have the money to do it. Well, why does the NFL get this way? Because you have this much money. And that's fucking it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And unfortunately, the way the NBA is, like when LeBron James signs a $40 million a year contract, you can make the argument that it's not enough.
Yeah, exactly.
When he came back to Cleveland, the value of the franchise went up $400 million.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're paying him $30 a year?
Yeah.
It's not enough.
Probably not enough.
I mean, because the star drives the league.
Yep.
And it's just, it's a shame. And I bring that up on the ratings just because college football ratings were down.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're down. Does nobody care about college football playoff or the national championships? Like,
no.
It was still 15 million people.
I thought it was 18.
Or 18.
Yeah, I thought it was 18.
It trickled down to 15,
okay,
but let's be honest, the game was getting out of hand.
Yeah.
But it's just that of, like, they're saying, like, nobody cares about that of, like, if the NBA got 15 million people to watch one of their fucking games, they're a game final in Game 7
of the
NBA Finals would get like 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah, and we can transition now. We've talked about the NBA. We can transition to that
the hockey.
College football.
Is that what you want to go?
We'll go hockey. Yeah, but stop having it on a Monday night.
What do we do to get rid of that?
I don't know who we have to write to get it off of Monday night.
The original thought, and this is just blind speculation, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Is because at the time you're playing the national championship game, the NFL's in the playoffs and they're taking the Saturday-Sunday spots. So you're shooting into that Monday 8:30 spot to replace Monday Night Football because it's only been gone for a week.
Yeah.
I understand the thought process. You want to know why people don't watch the second half of your games? Because they have fucking jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It didn't finish till midnight.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we're fans. I stayed to the middle of the 4th, and I went, I gotta go to bed.
I did not.
I gotta go to bed.
Actually, I was checking out after the second. I was like, well, they scored 28 straight fucking points here.
Yeah, I'll take. I was probably checked out, but I wasn't ready to go to bed yet.
Well, I went down to my brother's to watch the game because that's what we do. And then, like coming up to halftime, I was like, I think I'm going to head to the house.
Yeah,
I don't see any way that this is going any different.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it on a Saturday night,
not even that, because you cannot have it on a Saturday.
Okay,
absolutely can't.
Okay,
NFL playoffs.
You're right.
You're right. You're not winning that fucking battle.
No, you're not. I don't know.
Would Friday work?
That's what I mean. I was thinking that
I would have watched the whole fucking game if it was on Friday, even though they're getting their asses kicked.
Yeah.
I'd watch the game.
It's gotta be something like that, though. I mean, it's gotta change somewhere to try to get it where nobody has to work the next day.
Yeah.
Or make it a national holiday.
Here's one. It's college football. It's at 8:30 because we got to wait on the West Coast. Well, in college football, the West Coast doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
The people don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about us. I mean, there's no teams out there. But I'm talking about like the committee and stuff, like
exactly.
ESPN and all them. They don't give a fuck about the West Coast college football scene.
Nope.
Why are we waiting for them? Put this sumbitch on at 6.
Exactly. Yeah. It's something, it's not going to, because I think you have a pretty good speculation of why they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a pretty good, it made sense to me.
Well,
I mean, you got me bought in, so. Yeah.
Old white guys up there, and they're going to Monday Night Football gets numbers. You're not the NFL.
Nope.
And it got numbers. I mean, it got numbers.
18, I think it's 18.7 if I remember the exact number.
It's like, hey,
yeah,
some of us fucking wake up for work in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. I should have taken the next day off.
I'm going to be real honest.
I should have done a half day. I regretted it the next morning. I was like, fuck, I'm tired.
I went in an hour late.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'd already kind of pre-scheduled my lateness.
I
was like, hey, I might not be here first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Thinking that maybe off chance it'd be a game.
It
wasn't.
But no, it wasn't. We can talk about the game now since we've already said it wasn't a game. Is Alabama's team better than LSU's team last year?
Okay. I've kind of been, obviously, that's been a big question.
Topic. That's been a big question.
I've been thinking about that. Obviously, the quarterbacks are no comparison.
No.
I know people want to say, well, his numbers with Joe, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow was throwing dimes.
Yeah.
Now, the weapons, Burrow had weapons.
Yep.
They have these fucking weapons.
Exactly.
And not to mention their best receiver was hurt all year.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, man. I kind of think it is.
I think it is. Now, I think, personally, Joe Burrow as the quarterback against Mac Jones, I think they're two separate quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's not.
I think Mac Jones does his. There was plenty of times against Notre Dame, there was plenty of times Monday night where he could have taken off running and got the first down like Joe Burrow would.
Yep.
And made a play out of it. That's why they're two separate. That's why it's a wash for me, because they're two separate players. He's waiting in that pocket. His guys get open. He just tosses it to him.
And that's all. Put a pin in this. That's why I have thoughts on him in the NFL, but keep going.
Okay. So to me, that's a wash. You look at the weapons offensively. I think they're even offensively, even though, just by the way they do things. Now if we're going by position, I'm taking Najee Harris over Elaire. If I'm going Waddle's healthy here. I'm taking their receiving core over LSU's receiving core, even though they're fantastic receivers at LSU. I'm taking them. All right. The one thing that Alabama doesn't do really well, and they've never really done it well. They don't really use their tight ends. They use them to block. But LSU used Thad Moss last year to do some things. So offensively, I think they're equal. I think Alabama's defense was the most improved defense from the beginning of the year till now.
Yeah.
Even though they gave up some scores, but I think their defense last year was better than LSU's defense. Yeah. So that's why I think the whole team, Alabama is the better team between those 2 years. That's my personal.
I think so too.
I mean, I'm looking at that offensively. I really do think it's a wash. But I as a whole defense, I'm taking Alabama's defense over LSU's from last year.
I think it's the best team Nick Saban's ever had.
Yeah.
And I know people bounce back on that and stuff. Like, well, the defense is. Hey, man, that's not the game we play anymore.
No, it's not. And he said that.
You got to remember, like, he had a defense where they won a fucking game against LSU 9-6.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, that shit doesn't exist anymore.
And that's I was bringing up the next point of we always, and I'm a big proponent of it, we always talk about coaches. Older coaches struggle with evolving. We've seen it happen. I mean, the biggest example is probably Hardball up in Michigan is not changing with the times. Look at what the greatest college football coach in the history of the game has done since he's been there.
Only changes.
And it's him. It's by the coordinators that he loses and gets back. It's all of that stuff. It's a changing process. That's why they continue to win every year because of that reason.
And it's the fucking Steve Sarkisian's game plan it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I've never seen a coach scheme that well for one specific player in my life. I've never seen that. The way they were motioning him and bringing him back and bringing him across the field, the orbit motion. Ohio State was so goddamn confused with the orbit motion.
The second time they did that, I think I told Sean. As soon as he came into motion, I was like, "It's touchdown."
Yeah, I said the same thing.
It's they can't. As soon as you've seen Banks trying to run with it's touchdown.
He already got the angle on him. He already has it on him. Yeah. I mean, because at that point, when they snap the ball, Smith's at full speed. Banks is still trying to clear the safeties to get around him. They snap the ball, boom, he's gone. And it's a little swing pass, and he already had the angle on you. He beat you to the end zone.
That was my thought. The first quarter was awesome.
Yeah.
That back and forth. I mean, guy breaks his fucking collarbone first play of the game.
Yeah, struggle.
It's kind of over then.
Yeah, I don't think
it mattered.
No, I don't think it did either.
But because you just couldn't stop them.
No.
And it was obviously they scored 28 points in the second fucking quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about the Alabama blitz.
Yep,
There was.
Yep.
The one thing that's we talked about that last week of keeping it in front of you, making tackles.
Yep.
In that first quarter, they did that.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't get them off. I mean, they forced them 2 fourth down situations.
Yep.
Just couldn't get them off the field.
Nope.
Those are the plays you have to make.
Yep, you do.
You bent. Now you're at a point where you can't get beat deep.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of locked it down a little bit.
Yep.
But then you just couldn't make the.
Yeah, you just couldn't break on
you get to 4th and 1. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Because that big son of a bitch running the ball, he's going to run your ass over.
But so my biggest problem with Ohio State, obviously, I think I'm not a Coombs fan.
No,
I think he needs to be moved on from.
And there is about a 95% chance that he is, and we'll talk about it after we're done with the game. And I'll go more into that.
But my problem with that is you're sticking with you were never going to stop them by doing blanket coverages or anything. Never. After the first quarter, you kind of knew that. After they scored in the second quarter, you knew that. I feel like that's the time of like our only chance. We gotta blitz the fuck out of.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got to get this ball out in 2 seconds.
Yep. The problem I had with it, you talk about adjustments, and they didn't change anything, which is a separate issue. But you watched Alabama, you watched film on them, you saw what the weapons they had.
Yeah.
You know what your secondary is. Why are you playing the game with 4 linebackers?
I didn't get that.
And you're not blitzing one of them. If you're blitzing one of them to bring pressure,
a couple times, Tough Borland ran into the guard.
Yeah, as always. But if you're going to blitz them, that's fine. Then you're not really playing with 4 linebackers.
Right.
But you're playing a 4-4 stack, and you're trying to match up a linebacker on one of the receivers. That doesn't.
Yeah.
The Minchie guy had his best game of his career because he had a linebacker guarding him.
Well, you're playing a 4-4, like you're trying to stop the run.
That's my next point.
When was that ever going to be the problem?
Wouldn't you rather have them run the ball on you than get fucking torch deep? I mean, come on, guys. Play. If you're doing that, you're going to play with. Oh my God, I just didn't get that part of. Okay, Alabama, they run the ball well, but you want somebody to run the ball. 1, it eats up clock. You're not going to score as fast. 2, you know where the fucking guy is. You can go tackle the guy. You're trying to guard a Heisman Trophy winner with a linebacker.
And your best defensive back is a nickel back.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Yeah,
the bad thing for Sean Wade, he's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah.
He probably needs to come back to college and learn a different skill set because he's going to end up as one of those corners that just goes from team to team.
Yeah.
Because you're a nickel cornerback, which is fine. They use a lot of nickel cornerbacks in the NFL.
Yep.
But you're not a lockdown guy.
Nope. And that's not
when
a
you
first
came
rounder
up
guy.
in press coverage,
you got torched.
You didn't touch him.
Nope.
You didn't bump him off the line. If you're not going to hit him, why are you in press?
Yeah. And I think, honest to God, because he was flat out an All-American last year. I don't care.
Yeah.
He was really, really good.
Where he played the nickel.
And you have an NFL defensive back coach calling your plays.
Yeah.
And teaching you. You have Combs. Yeah, okay, he was an NFL coach, whatever. The Titans gave up a lot of points.
Obviously got let go from the Titans. That's why you're back.
Exactly. So, I don't think he's the guy.
No.
I don't think he's the guy, and I know he's not going to be the guy as long as Urban Meyer gets a job in the NFL.
Probably not.
They leaked his coaching staff.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Larry Johnson.
Ouch.
Yep. Combs.
Okay.
Hartline was a borderline. Recruiting
that's a problem.
That's a
big problem.
Big problem. And there was one more. The quarterback's coach who's there now. I don't know his name. Those 3 were all linked to Urban staff. Those 3 or 4. Now, I don't think Hartline leaves because I think he's probably in play for a coordinator spot. But losing Larry Johnson is the biggest blow, I think.
I mean, how'd that leak?
I saw it on I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was it could be completely fucking false. But it wasn't ESPN. I think it was a Bleacher Report thing. I saw it on Twitter.
Is if Urban Meyer did that, it'd be a massive fucking mistake.
Yeah.
You can't just bring all this
college.
You can't.
You can't bring college guys in.
It's borderline if he'll work.
Yes.
But then again, I'm going, man, he still totes the Ohio State thing. Would you gut Ryan Day?
I know.
To do that?
I know it.
I mean.
Yeah, it's tough. The only one I want Combs gone. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But the only one that if I'm Urban Meyer and I'm trying to get is it doesn't matter if it's NFL or college level. Larry Johnson's one hell of a defensive line coach.
Yeah.
And I'm taking him.
Yeah.
I'm taking him. That's about the only one where I'm going, yeah, that's the guy I want. And then you can do what you want with the rest of them.
That's be interesting. I know he's interviewing with the Rams today or tomorrow.
The Rams.
Urban Meyer.
With the Rams?
I'm sorry. The other LA team, the Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, what's he doing with the Rams? Yeah. Like,
maybe
right now.
Quarterback. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Right
too.
now. But yes, I did see he was the Chargers, and really, that's the only other team that
that's probably the place that he should go.
Probably.
You have a quarterback.
Yeah.
That was a topic of conversation. If you could trade the number one pick for Herbert, would you do it? Well, fuck yes, you would.
Yeah, because
he can do it in the NFL.
Exactly,
you already know that.
You already know it. Yeah, you already know that.
You already know that.
Yeah.
Rest of the game.
It's kind of how we thought it was. I mean, besides the score getting out of hand,
that it would be better.
Yeah. I know I said 2 scores. I know you were thinking at least 10. I didn't think it was going to be 28 or whatever it was.
Well, I thought Ohio State score more.
I did think that as well. But they went on their tear running the football then passing the ball.
Yeah.
And they kind of gave up on the run because you got so far behind. I
guess my thought is Alabama did exactly what I thought they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Ohio State just didn't score as many as I thought they might.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that ended when Fields missed Wilson in the end zone to make it 21-21.
Yep.
And then they kicked a field goal. Of like, well, what are you doing there?
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I hate for Wilson is because that was one-on-one with Surtain.
I know.
And he put him on his fucking ass.
He did.
And then you airmailed him. And I mean, like, dude, he stumbled him.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hit him for that.
Yep.
I mean, that's probably the top corner taken in the draft.
It's just
I missed him.
Yeah, I'm. We talk about the offseason now. I'm interested to see what quarterbacks do. I'm interested to see how Ryan Day is with a rookie quarterback, essentially, because the one guy got some reps when they were in garbage time, but now you have those 2 dudes left were 4 stars. You're bringing in a 5-star that decommitted from Texas. What I want to see how you do with that. You know what I mean? Because we never really saw him develop a quarterback yet. We knew Fields was a fucking athlete. We saw him probably develop more of a passing game kind of deal with him because he was always a runner. But I want to see how that goes with him.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting thing to see. I'm interested to see what Ohio State does, and if Urban Meyer does do that, then you're going to see what Day can do. Because to get to the level, you're not going to get to Alabama's level because nobody will.
Yeah.
Because Nick Saban's just that.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick Saban loses a guy to a head coaching job every fucking year.
Yeah, and still
he takes a guy that's had struggles, he brings him back in.
Yep. Then sends him on his way out.
Cleans him back up, sends him out.
Which is what he's going to do with Bill O'Brien.
Yep.
And Bill O'Brien, say what you want about him. I don't really remember his offenses being all that well.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I remember him being at Penn State and kind of doing some things there.
Yeah, but they didn't, different talent
exactly.
level.
And then, you got, with his first couple of years in Houston, you could say he did an okay job. Who knows? You don't know. You went to the playoffs a couple times. You had typically you had a pretty solid defense when J.J. Watt was young. Yeah, they had a lot had a lot of pieces in different spots, But I don't know what he's going to do. But I'm really interested to see the offseason with who's leaving.
Yeah.
Is Mac Jones leaving, or is he going to come back and tear it up again?
Got to go.
I think he's got to go.
Got to go.
I do.
He's a first round pick. Got to go. They got another guy, and they might have a guy that you might not be able to beat out again.
Exactly.
Because they said it was a fucking struggle to beat him out this year.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's a kid behind him that's fucking stud.
Well, it makes sense.
So,
I mean, Jesus.
And that's the thing, too, of, with Jalen Hurts and a couple guys that have some issues that transfer out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of these 5-star guys fucking transfer out.
Yeah.
They come there. Oh, well, I got to wait.
Yeah.
Because I think they see of, hey, if I don't play the first year and I get a little bit of playing time the second year and then the other guy goes to the NFL, then my junior year I ball out, then I go to the NFL. That's what they've set.
Yep. Because they've and I think about one position specifically, it's probably the receiving core.
It's unreal.
It's unreal how good they are. And I don't know who the receiving coach is. Obviously, it's a lot of natural talent, but there's some coaching in there somewhere.
Yeah.
How has he not been looked at as, I don't even know the guy's fucking name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know who, granted, I'm a fan, but I know who Brian Hartline is.
Right.
I mean, I know a couple of the other guys, but it's, Devontae Smith had to sit behind Judy, Ruggs, a lot of people, and now he's a Heisman winner. And I had no idea he was the one who caught that pass against Georgia.
Yeah.
In 2018. I had no idea.
Until they mentioned that.
I was like, man, you know what? That was him. I didn't know that at the time. But
because at that, it was all about Tua. Nobody knew who that.
No.
I mean.
And did you see ESPN put out their did you see that? The recruiting year that year?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. Keep talking. I'm trying to look it up. But holy shit. It's got to be one of the best classes to ever develop.
Wouldn't shock me until next year's class comes out.
Yeah.
I mean,
shit.
that's what intrigues me the most about Ohio State and the one tweet that I seen, I think it was from Bear from ESPN, put out there. Since its inception, there's been 21 games played in the college football playoff. Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State have won 17 of those games.
Wow.
And that was because Bear was an anti-expansion person, and he said, I think this is why we need to expand the playoff. He said, it's not going to change those three teams.
No.
They're still going to get where they need to get to.
Yeah.
He said, but you got to give some avenues for some substantial games to some other programs.
Yeah, you do.
It's just the only way to go.
And we talked about with recruiting and things like that, you have to. So here is the 2017 recruiting class from Alabama.
Okay.
Najee Harris, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Tua, Alex Leatherwood, All-American lineman, Dylan Moses, Xavier McKinney, first-round draft pick last year, Mac Jones, and Jedrick Willis, first-round pick last year.
Is that any good?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of the 10 mentioned, half of them were first-round draft picks.
Yeah. I thought that, too, of a quote from Saban that, it's been making the rounds. I don't know when he said it. But he said, like, if you're, basically to the parents out there, hey, if your kid is somebody in high school that's transferred schools a couple times.
Mm-hmm. I don't want them. Yep, because they can't overcome adversity. Yep. It's a great quote.
Makes sense. And that's what you see with these guys in the transfer portal.
Yep.
Justin Fields is an anomaly.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow basically was in a quarterback room where he couldn't win that job, and he got bad timing of a broken hand. Really, is what that came down to. But he'd already graduated. That's a grad transfer. I'm not talking like Sermon is a grad transfer. Those don't count. I'm talking about guys that come in, can't win the job, so they leave.
Mm-hmm.
They never work.
No.
They don't. Fields is just an anomaly.
And, and I had questions about that when it happened. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you saw Fromm go to a national championship game.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he can't beat him out, maybe he's really good, or maybe he's just a sore loser and doesn't want to compete.
Right.
Obviously, you've seen he's pretty freaking good, but, all those, that's why I don't really like the transfer portal, because it's an easy way out. I understand people who maybe not like it there, or the change of culture or something or other, but there's always a reason that doesn't really necessarily make you a tough guy.
Right.
And that's what college football is about. That's why people love it, because it's dudes going to work every day. You're still hard on them. They are actually wanting to be there and working their ass off doing it. That's what makes college football amazing.
My only thing, like transfer portal, like if you can actually prove that some shit went down and you need to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the time.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. Now, the one thing that always bothered me is your coach that recruited you leaves.
Yep.
and you're not allowed to go anywhere.
I know.
Hey, if my coach fucking leaves and I'm a freshman or a sophomore, there's no sit-out time. I'm going where the fuck I want.
Exactly.
That should just be the way that is.
I'm going where I'm wanted. Maybe this guy doesn't like my game.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants a completely separate thing. Yeah.
I came to play for this guy.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
NFL. We're going to talk about national championship game guys to the NFL.
Yeah.
Interesting question with Mac Jones.
Okay.
Is he any good? And I ask that, obviously he's good.
I know what you're saying.
But I ask that because I've probably watched 7 Alabama games this year.
Yeah, I'm probably up there with at least 5.
For the most part, he's usually got a 10-yard gap to throw to.
Yep.
Obviously, still, does he throw it on time before they're coming out of breaks? Yeah. Which is a big deal in the NFL. That's what you have to do. Does he hit him on the target? For the most part, yeah.
Yep.
But when they're coming out of the break, they're already open by 5 yards. It's like when he's, hey, he's running a post. Well, the guy's already 10 yards behind him before he's even started the post
exactly.
cut. I mean, so
yeah.
In my comparison, because obviously, a lot of people give the judgment to Justin Fields based on Dwayne Haskins. So now we're going to have to do that to Mac Jones with Tua, because Tua cannot.
No.
If the guy's not open, he can't throw it to him.
And that's it's sad, but that's a big problem Alabama has.
That's
and it's not
deal.
and it's not a problem in college.
No.
It's not.
And that's not his job.
No, exactly. So. I think if there's a guy to break that, I think it's him.
Yeah.
And I say that, one, he had to earn that spot.
Yeah.
He had to compete for that spot. I know Jalen Hurts left and he beat out Jalen Hurts, but Nick Saban has not really traditionally liked running quarterbacks.
No.
That's not the offense he likes to run, whether we're talking about evolving times.
Jalen did it right. Hey, guy beat me out.
And I stayed.
Grad. Everybody forgets it. Nope. Grad transfer. He graduated.
Yep.
And Nick Saban said, hey.
Yeah.
To the point, guess who was in the stands in the national championship game?
Yeah.
Jalen fucking Hurts
exactly.
was.
Yes.
So, it means.
Well, I mean, Saban is almost in tears after that SEC championship game when he comes back, and because that's what he loves. He stayed, he worked, now he got an opportunity, he won the game for him.
Right.
So, and he's something else, but Mac Jones has a lot of different attributes than Tua has. When he got pressured, he stepped up, stepped sideways, other ways, did other things. Tua kind of panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
And, Mac Jones isn't the athlete Tua is. And pocket presence-wise and watching him, the way he rotated his body, and it was kind of reminding me of like Peyton Manning-esque.
Right.
Because you knew Peyton Manning wasn't going to run, but he was able to work that pocket good enough to get a couple seconds to get the guy open. Same thing with Ben. Roethlisberger, when he was younger, was always able to do that, kind of extend the play a little bit by just moving around.
Yeah.
Didn't have to run it, didn't have to do anything like that. But I noticed that in the game. I was like, hey, run it. I'm not even rooting for Alabama. I'm like, you got 2 yards. Nope, I'm going to wait for this guy to get open, throw a 2-yard pass, and he can take it 30 yards. Yeah. I think those kind of things are different than what Tua was.
And that, with the Tua thing, obviously, anonymous sources, but in the NFL, obviously when the Deshaun Watson thing comes up and they're talking about, I'd accept a trade to Miami. And then anonymous people from the organization says, nobody really thinks Tua's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, put your name on it. Or the Dolphins. How can you believe it?
I got an update from the Dolphins that the front office is having questions if Tua's the guy.
Well, they should.
They should.
That's their job. That's their job.
Exactly.
And you got the number 3 pick. Like if you're not taking a quarterback at 3, you better be fucking sure.
Yeah, he's the dude.
That he's your dude. And the fact that he's getting pulled at the end of games kind of says he's not. And it's bad timing for him because you had Joe Burrow doing what he was doing, and then Herbert doing what he was doing, and then Jalen Hurts jumps in and starts doing stuff of like, hey, man, and you're getting pulled out of games because they want to win, and they have to bring the guy in that can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
a questionable thing. And
I say that because obviously we all know, like, Dwayne Haskins' fucking problem. His more of a mental problem. It's not a talent problem. It's a possibly lazy.
Yeah. Dumb.
And just doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
But then that brought out that went bad on Justin Fields of like, you can't draft Justin Fields because Ohio State can't produce a quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, and if that's the case, you can't draft Mac Jones because Alabama, name a quarterback.
Exactly. Has just as many successful quarterbacks as Ohio State does.
I mean, it's like you can't. And I think that's a people forget about that. They watch that in college. And it's like, especially now.
Yep.
Is, like Clemson hadn't had that because they have Deshaun Watson, but you knew just Deshaun Watson was a dude at Clemson.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence was the first draft pick before he even stepped out of fucking. Before he even enrolled at Clemson, he was a first round draft pick.
Yeah.
But those schools, the talent gap between those three schools, and then if LSU, we'll see what happens with them. And I know people say, well, Georgia's up there with all the SEC people. They're not. They're just not as. Can they win championships? Absolutely. Do they pump guys in the NFL? Georgia goes on little runs, but Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama pump guys into the NFL. You're a quarterback in college, and you're thrown to a first-round draft pick all the time.
Yeah, you're going to look good. You're going to look good. It's not your fault, man. I mean, it's not.
Well, and like you got to say that to Fields too. Of like, well, Chris Olave probably going to get picked in the first round. He's going to be in the 20s.
Yeah, whether he's there or not, I think more of a second kind of deal because of his size.
Kind of projected in that 25 range,
which he's earned it. I mean, his stats are what they are.
Garrett Wilson, when it's his turn, probably going to be a first rounder.
Yeah,
I mean, so you're starting to, and then like. Oh, the other guy that's hadn't broke out yet, fastest guy on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to project that.
But I do think he's, we always say this when there's a good quarterback that's going to go late in the draft, but I really feel like New England.
That's the best thing for him.
It is.
And that when I started saying that's kind of where I was going with the whole Mac Jones thing. Of if you're not that anybody listens to what fans think as far as who they're going to draft or whatever. Now the Browns seem like they used to listen and that's why they would draft some people. But like if you're an SEC fan or an Alabama fan, you should not be banging the drum for Mac Jones.
No.
Let him fall. If he's picked in the top 10, and I'm just basing this off of if nobody's trading in to get him. Now, if somebody trades up, obviously.
Yeah.
But if nobody's trading up and he's picked in the top 10, he's going to have a tough time because there's some shit franchises in there that wreck some quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, the further you fall back, because there's teams back there that don't have one. Now, best spot, you fall to New England, phenomenal. You're going to have nobody to throw to.
Yeah.
But at least you have someone there, that it's a franchise of, and now you're back into the Bill Belichick thing of, we've got a really fucking cheap quarterback. Maybe I can get some pieces.
Yep. And another team that isn't as far back, that is a good organization, maybe looking for a quarterback, maybe not. The San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coaching style wise, I think Shanahan's up there with the best of them. Front office wise, Lynch is bringing in pieces. He's making some nice moves. If you're wanting to draft a quarterback,
they're set to go.
Exactly.
Like you need to hand the ball off and not throw picks because everybody's should be healthy next year, and that defense is a fucking get after it defense.
They are, and I think that's something that you're going to really see if they're wanting to draft one. That's not a bad spot for him to go because of one, the pieces around him.
Yep.
Two, it's a good staff. It's a good coaching. It's a good environment. I mean, everybody. It seems like Shanahan is kind of the opposite side of the ball genius that Bill Belichick is defensively. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of obviously not there yet. You got to win some Super Bowls, but he's up there with the best of them right now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an environment.
All right. Now let's get off the Mac Jones. We'll just go to the other quarterback with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Obviously, I still believe he's probably going to be the second quarterback take. Now, granted, if they go through the combine and stuff and shit comes out that the only thing that bothers me, I don't think the championship game mattered for him that much. It could only make him better. But the one that bothers me because the way he played against Clemson.
Yeah.
And I know he was hurt in the game, and you could see it in his face that he didn't feel as good as he said he was feeling.
Yeah.
But it will come back to it of that miss to Garrett Wilson. NFL GMs are going to look at that tape and go, that's a fucking problem. Because you cannot do that. Because in those games, for when you're evaluating players off Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama, you can really only evaluate their film off of playing those teams.
Exactly.
You can't evaluate Justin Fields, and let's say it, of what he looks like playing against fucking Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. You're not the same caliber of players.
Not the same.
Clemson bumped him up,
mm-hmm.
so
I don't think he's going to be a very good NFL quarterback. I want him to be. I think the way he's going to be drafted, he's going to fizzle out. I don't think he's got that star power to lead a team on his own.
You know what would have been best is if the Dolphins were a year later.
Yeah.
If you had Fitzmagic and a Justin Fields down there and let him sit and go. But
this sounds so weird to say because they're the number one draft pick. He would be, let's just say they go 1 and 2, whether Trevor, just let's say the Jets want a quarterback for argument's sake. The Jaguars are a better fit for him because of the weapons they have. They have some good young weapons. That running back was a stud this year. You have some decent outside receivers. They drafted a first rounder last year, and they have the shark guy or whatever his name is. Those are solid receivers. You saw the Mike Glennon completing passes this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's 7'7".
Exactly. I mean, so either one of them, but we're talking about Fields.
Yeah.
That is the better pick, even though it's Jacksonville.
And mine with Fields is I think he'd be, is he going to be a superstar in the NFL? I don't think so, but not many quarterbacks are.
No.
I mean.
And I think, go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
And I don't, everybody's like, well, he's got to be a top 5 pick. You don't want that. If he gets drafted number 2, if the Jets move on and they draft him, your starter day 1, you don't have a lot of pieces. They're in a rebuild. You have no chance.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, if they're not sold on 2 and they take him at 3, it's the same problem except different. Of hey, Miami's kind of ready to get moving, and you're in there as another rookie trying to get You're not at the caliber that their team is at. It's a better spot, but they don't have anybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good one. To me, I hope, as an Ohio State fan, I hope he falls to Atlanta, and I hope Atlanta keeps Matt Ryan for another year. Because I don't think anybody's going to trade for that contract, number one. But I think you're probably not going to cut him because you owe him a lot of money,
too. You owe $100 million.
I think that might be, honestly, if he's going to go top 5, that's his best choice.
And I hate, and you're right, because obviously I've said a lot of bad things about Matt Ryan, but that's only recently that it looks like his arm's not there.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's going to get you any blowback on that.
No.
But Matt Ryan's been a professional for a long time.
A long time. I mean,
can't get past Tom Brady when he's got a lead.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. That's just,
I mean, he's won an MVP. He's won to a Super Bowl, many playoff appearances.
Yeah.
Has a lot of, I think that is the best spot. If he's going top 5, that's his best spot to try to fall to.
Now, the only reason I hate it, and I like, and it makes sense, that's where he needs to go. I do not want to see players go to where they're from.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Because it ends, it just doesn't end. Hey, he's coming back home, bring him home. Nope.
No.
That's a bad thing, because you know what's back home? All the shitballs you hung out with in high school. Because we all know guys that we hung out with in high school, like, oh, you're still doing that same bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still buddies, right? You just make $20 million a year now, and
that's what I really think. That's why I really hope Matt Ryan stays. I think he's professional enough to be like, don't fucking do that shit. Be smarter. You're going to get paid. You're a top 4 draft pick. Don't be doing stupid shit. You have a chance to be really, really good. Don't. I think that's more of the why I hope Matt Ryan stays, to teach him how to be a professional, to teach him all that stuff. I mean, you can say, well, Haskins had Alex Smith. Yeah, but Haskins was already trying to do that stupid shit last year when they didn't have Alex Smith, when he was doing his surgeries and stuff. So,
Haskins, we talked about that rookie symposium type thing, and like showing up late and stuff. You're already out the door, pal. You just wanted to be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to do NFL quarterback shit.
Yep, exactly.
All right, and then Fields on. Oh, we got to talk about Smith. Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be really good in the NFL. I know a lot of people talk about how small he is and stuff, but Tyreek Hill's small. If he has anything of the Tyreek Hill stuff of can you catch the ball, do what you need to do, and get down before you get blown up. There's guys that have T.Y. Hilton's another one. Smaller guys that have an ability to not take big shots.
Yeah.
And if he has that ability, he'll be fine. I'm not concerned about that. What I would say is people are going to freak out. You cannot draft him in the top 5.
I know.
You cannot.
I know.
He's a receiver.
He's a receiver. Yep. I know.
Because list them off.
Yep.
Calvin Johnson, Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Not
you have to go back
pick.
to the fucking 80. Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's be out now. Granted, he was with the Jets, but Keyshawn Johnson's career he's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
If you're drafting a wide receiver top 5, motherfucker better be wearing a gold jacket at some point.
Exactly.
Do not make that mistake.
No, I don't think so either. I think, and it sucks because if they're keeping Tua, the Dolphins need a receiver.
They kind of need him.
Exactly.
But you can get one
later
at your 18 pick.
Yes,
you know?
yes. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be okay. I think he obviously he's a fucking hard worker by what Saban says. I'm going to go ahead and trust that guy. He's quiet. He doesn't say much. He scores a touchdown, hands the ball to the official, goes back to,
no problem.
Slaps. He's not a shit talker, doesn't say a word, just does his thing. That's why he's going to be successful. He's not going to be these big-headed guys going in. Same way. It's the top 10 even for me. That's a lot of money on a receiver. And I don't know. Don't get me wrong. He's a top 5 talent. I just don't see him going in the top 10.
Yeah.
He will. I think he will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
it's just a bad, you can get, you can get receivers.
Yeah.
Some of the top in the NFL, top ranking receivers, 5th round.
Yep.
You find guys.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and he's doing better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
Is of being Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
I thought he'd fizzle out. Phenomenal. Obviously, he got hurt this year.
Yeah.
But phenomenal. Still a mistake that they took him at number 2.
Yeah.
You had other shit you needed.
Yeah.
That's never your answer.
Nope.
Especially at that position because you got 8 years. So are you going to win a Super Bowl in these 8 years? Then you're making a mistake.
Yeah. And I think, I think the Giants is probably where he falls, if he falls.
Yeah.
I think they need receivers.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty evident that they need receivers. I think he goes there.
Probably going to end up in Philadelphia.
Probably. Yeah.
And then he'll take a big shot and get hurt, and they'll be like, well, does fucking everybody get hurt here? Because they do. For some reason, they do.
They must not have an indoor practice facility either.
No shit.
Oh, God.
That was, so I really like him. I think he's going to be successful. I just hear people like, well, he's got to go. Is he the 2nd overall pick? Is he the 3rd? Of like, hey, that's not good for him.
No.
He needs to fall back on a, like if he fell to, obviously it never happened, but if it was like a Green Bay that like somebody who's already got a number 1.
Yep.
Hey, you're just going to be on the other side and you're going to get a shit ton of benefits while you're learning how to play football.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people forget that. You have to go to the NFL as a rookie and learn how to play football because you don't play football in college.
No.
They play football.
Exactly.
It's a different fucking game.
It is.
And obviously it started again with, you think Bama beat the Jets?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
No. Sorry.
The Jets would beat Alabama by 30 because they pulled their starters out or else they'd beat them by 40.
Yeah.
It's not even the same fucking game, boys. And I don't know why everybody's got to say, oh, man, they're shitty. Could they beat the Jags? Nope.
No.
And when they say that, it's like, hey, you know who the Jets beat? The fucking Rams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With Aaron Donald. Good luck with your guard trying to block that motherfucker.
Exactly.
Well, you want a trophy. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that get paid millions of dollars that can't block the son of a bitch.
Exactly.
It's a different game.
It is.
But they always got to say it. Always got to say it.
Do you have another one that you had in mind, another player?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I didn't have one either.
I mean, Harris, obviously, probably second round.
Probably second round. Late first, maybe, if somebody really needs a running back. But,
yeah, he slides through to something. Yeah, we need a running back.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be great.
Yeah, no, I think
it's just obviously running backs.
Yeah.
If you're not Zeke or Barkley, it's just not happening.
Nope. And, I think this is going to be a very, very good low-key draft for offensive linemen.
Yeah.
There's one stud. Everybody talks about Sewell from Oregon. Great.
Hope he falls to number 4. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think he will either. But I think that
I don't think he gets past 2.
Yeah.
I think the Jets take him.
Yeah.
Unless they trade out. I don't think they're taking a quarterback.
They took a left tackle last year.
So?
I mean, I guess you could move him if you really want to, but...
I'm going to tell you, as a rookie, he ain't playing left fucking tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You usually start out on that right side.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, it's a weird one, I'm going to say it, but the interior offensive line in this draft is good.
Yeah.
You look at those 3 dudes that Alabama had last year, those 3 in the interior are going to go first round.
Yeah.
You look at the guy from Ohio State, the Davis guy, he's probably going to go first round. I don't necessarily think he's a first round guy, but I think he's going to go in the first round. And then you have all those other, like Texas has like 2 dudes that are there.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a quiet draft for a lot of interior offensive linemen.
Well, that's the one thing, too. You talked about the national championship game and the draft.
Yeah.
I think with the mock drafts that came out. Was there 7 or 8 first-round draft picks in that fucking game Monday?
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
And that's off the McShay and Kuipers of like, goddamn.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The bad thing for Alabama is nobody pays attention to their linemen.
Oh, I know.
And they would pay attention to their defensive linemen because they were sackmate and that they don't have one of those guys this year. No, I mean, they got a guy that's going to go, but you just don't hear his name called because he's an interior defensive lineman.
Yeah, exactly.
But their offensive line, like every NFL team's fucking got one, but you never know their name.
Yep, exactly. Have you looked at any of the mock drafts since we're talking about it?
I kind of glanced at it. I haven't took it because I knew, obviously, I follow some Ohio State stuff on like Twitter and stuff. So you see like Fields is in there, Wade's in there, Davis is in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see that stuff?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people from that championship game in there. I mean,
yeah, I think there's like 7 of them from Alabama. I think
there's almost 10 from the playoff teams.
Yeah,
from the 4 teams, I think there's almost 10. Yeah. So
talking about the playoff, because here's the thing I haven't noticed in a couple days after the game.
Yeah,
is now, and I'm talking national media wise.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about fanboys on Twitter. There's nobody shitting on Ohio State for getting blown out.
I know.
But everybody shit on Notre Dame. Notre Dame covered. I mean, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, because nobody said Ohio State didn't belong there. Yeah. But Notre Dame didn't belong there. Yeah. And wait,
what are you doing?
Why are you getting?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody's shitting on Notre Dame, but you're not shitting on Ohio State.
Yeah, and typically people do shit on Ohio State.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I
actually in the last couple of days, like anybody even talking Ohio State is because it's all been Alabama, which it should be.
It should be. Yeah, they've earned their right to be
fucking
talked about.
Jesus.
Yeah,
because that's one of those ones of I know it all matters and the SEC is the greatest thing on earth, but let's be honest. Every other team in the SEC this year was dog shit.
Yes,
let's just be honest.
Yeah,
I knew Alabama was really good. I knew Ohio State's, they're not really good. They're good. But they have NFL guys. That's what I kind of look at. I didn't know Alabama was that fucking good.
Yeah, I know,
I was like,
man.
oh, well, they're just how we talked about Alabama and the NFL's different fucking game. Monday night was a different fucking level of like, yeah, man, I've been doing this for 12 years. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I know Ohio State been making a bunch of waves with these 5-star recruits in 21 and 22 that are coming, which is great. They're coming.
They're not there yet.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 12 fucking years. This whole sideline is 5-star guys. So good luck.
Yeah, good luck. God damn. It was fun to watch. It was just, not a fan, but just from a person who loves football, watching the scheming it was just so impressive. I had a pretty funny tweet. I wish I would have got more response out of it. But
I would have retweeted it if I followed you.
You don't follow.
I need to.
I know, we don't follow each other.
The weird thing is, because the one thing on like Twitter, because like on Instagram, every once in a while they pop up suggestions for you.
Yeah.
Like Twitter didn't do that.
No. Yeah. But I said, man, it is amazing what Sarkisian can do when he isn't drinking. That's pretty fucking,
good tweet.
This is fucking funny. Yeah.
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 Man, I'll tell you what, him going to Texas is such a fucking shit show.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, with the internet age, you start hearing more of why. It's because their boosters run the fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's already in a mini controversy already, and he hadn't even got there yet.
Over what?
That whatever their Texas's song is.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like Carmen, Ohio for Ohio State, whatever Texas is like Eyes of Texas, I think is what it's called. And, like every college does, you sing that song after your game. The whole team goes over to the band. Yeah. That's what you do in college.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was either... I can't imagine it says racist shit in the song, but I think maybe the person who wrote it's a racist.
Oh, okay.
Really old song, so probably a pretty good chance that's possible. So... Yeah. And Tom Herman was okay with some of his players kneeling for that, of like, hey, we need to change this up a little bit. Like, this song's a little...
Yeah.
I don't know the song.
Yeah,
I can't speak to that. But, all right, well, his players felt that way. He backed his players.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things saying that's kind of why he got fired.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if he was 10 and fucking 1...
yeah, he probably's not fired.
Probably not fired.
Mm-hmm.
But... First fucking question to Sarkisian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the team's song. We sing the song as a team. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to do. Already. It sparks a little of like, motherfucker's not even there yet.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're already starting to tear it down and tear it,
Mm-hmm.
And he'll fail.
Yeah.
Because that's what Texas does.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nothing against him.
No.
He was a great coach at USC.
Mm-hmm.
That drink problem.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was at fucking Washington, he was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's really, Atlanta was just over the boots. I mean, hey.
It's a little too much. Yeah. You're not
college
there
is
yet.
college.
Yep.
Like, you kind of have to be an NFL guy to be a fucking NFL guy.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing that sucks of, man, I know it's a name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what other jobs are still open.
Yeah.
But
he's still going to lose his state in recruiting.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bad part. Like, that's why Texas sucks.
Teams that don't even play in its conference.
I know. Uh-huh.
Because there's 3 teams that are going to walk in there and take anybody the fuck they want.
Yep. Exactly. I mean,
and that was one of the Tom Herman things too. Like, well, you're losing the top Texas quarterbacks to other schools. Like, well, fuck everybody else is too.
Yeah, he's not the only one. Yeah. So it'll be tough for him to win there. I mean, he had a great opportunity to win there because the conference sucks so bad.
Yeah. I think there's enough heat on his name.
Yeah.
Like when Tom Herman got that job, I think Tom Herman could have recruited better if that job would have came after of the national championship, not
game.
When you went to Houston.
Because he had a lot of people come to Houston. I mean, for Houston wise, I mean, they won
first round defensive tackle.
Exactly.
That could have went first round his fucking freshman year.
Yeah.
But I think that there's not another coach. I mean, new coach that has much shine as he's going to have when it comes to recruiting. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, it sucks because the recruiting cycle is already over. Well, they got the regular recruiting day. Yeah, but all the big boys, they've already signed and are on campus.
Yeah.
Like they signed that so they can be there January.
Exactly. Yep.
Most of the recruits, especially for these teams, would have been able to watch practice.
Yep.
So that's Texas is just But people that write the checks want to say how to do it, even though they don't play. I never played football, but I watch it.
Well,
that's what we do, and we're talking into a microphone to you people on the internet.
Exactly.
So maybe you shouldn't be telling the coaches what to do.
Exactly. God, I hate that. All right, so we transition to the NFL now?
Okay, we have to talk about Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
before we get into anything else. Obviously, very unhappy. We knew that, I think, last week.
Yeah.
But obviously then came out of like, well, he's got a no-trade clause, but he's open to Miami.
It, yeah.
Which, and here's the thing. I mean, people are like, well, but if you're a Tua guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's a lot of Tua guys out there. If you're a Tua guy and you're going, yeah, but we got Tua and it's coming along. It's like, all right, well, hold on a sec. Deshaun Watson, 25 fucking years old, and Tua's going on 22. So the difference is nothing except this guy's a fucking Pro Bowler in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
And was setting,
Yeah.
big numbers.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
big numbers.
He had not Hall of Fame. He had playoff numbers for a shit fucking team. I mean,
so that argument's over right now.
Yeah.
If you are Miami with the team you have right now, if you give away 3, 18, 20 or 35, whatever that would be, and Tua, see ya.
Miami can do that because they still have 2 more next year.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to have to give maybe that too.
Maybe that one up. But if there's a team that can do the trade and not get killed, it's them because of the stock they got piled from the Texans. Wouldn't that be funny?
I mean, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're Miami, and then I heard another one. Now you couldn't do it because it would gut your franchise. Like, boy, it'd be really cool if Deshaun Watson was in San Francisco.
Yeah,
but you'd have to you'd gut your whole future.
Yeah,
and you can't do that.
No, because you've built a nice fucking team right now.
Now, if you were making a trade for a quarterback and you're San Francisco, even though I've said what I've said about him, you trade for Matt Ryan at $25 million a year. Because you're going to cut, because Garoppolo's getting cut. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think Deshaun Watson. Now, obviously, being a Broncos fan, I'd love to see him in Denver. But they don't have enough firepower to. Yeah, I mean, they have plenty of money.
Well,
they don't have.
John Elway did a Bill O'Brien and fired himself, but gave himself a promotion. So
but it's the same spot that he has had. Hold on,
but it kind of looked weird.
It did look weird. But the guy whose job he's taking was only supposed to be there temporary anyway. Yeah. It was a Pat Bowlen thing when he passed away that this is the way I was supposed to work. It was going to probably happen eventually.
Right.
It just happened to be this year. Yeah. But it was a thing of...
Side note, John Elway bad at his job.
Bad at being a GM. I'll give you that 100%.
Well, that's his job. So.
Well, not now.
You really think that guy's going to let anybody make a fucking decision?
I will tell you this. When he was just the president of football operations, that's when we were really good.
We had Peyton Manning.
That's what I'm saying, though. But that's what I'm saying, though. So he's not necessarily focused on everything. He's really just focused on some things, and then let this new guy do what he does. I thought it was the wrong hire, but that's just me being a fan.
And just because I said that, I watched like the first, I think there's like 6 episodes of Peyton's Place of the new season. It's fucking phenomenal.
Is it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a great show.
It is.
But, it'd be, Denver. Fuck. Drew Lock. Lord. But with Watson, Miami's probably the only place they could do it.
That's what I'm saying.
They're about the only ones that have
one. Yeah.
Unless Jacksonville's like, well, we'll give you Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe. And I would do that trade in a fucking heartbeat. Now, Deshaun Watson would nix that because that no trade deal.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that is Andre Johnson.
Yeah.
Did you see the tweet?
Yep, I did.
Do you know about his tweet history?
I do not.
Andre Johnson's really, I think he has a podcast, and I've heard him in some interviews, and he's very good, obviously, and he's phenomenal at football.
Yes.
Basically, his tweet, obviously, saying, hold your ground. Houston does nothing but ruin careers.
Yeah.
Basically, hold your ground, force a trade, get the fuck out of that place. They're going to wreck your career.
Yeah.
Other players kind of tapped onto that.
Yeah.
But him sending that tweet, Andre Johnson hadn't sent a tweet that wasn't a promotion for something he's doing, like his podcast and stuff, in 2 years. He hadn't had a thought that he put out on Twitter in 2 years until that one.
Mm-hmm.
Might take a fucking look at that one.
Take a look at that, yeah.
Because he's one of those, like, when you ever hear guys say bad shit about him.
Never.
And it just sucks that by the time he got to Indianapolis, I mean, he was just beaten to shit. And he was kind of in that injury leg of his 10-year, you know.
Just a regular guy at that point in time. Yeah.
But when someone like that says, no, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because
he pretty much spent his whole career there, so he would know best of what it's like there. Yeah. I just he's getting traded. I said that last week. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind.
Now. If it's going to be this, hey, because you just, to go back to the first 5 minutes that nobody gave a fuck about with the James Harden.
Yep.
If you got a guy that's saying this and it's going to be a problem, look what happened to Houston.
Yeah.
And that sucks. It's the same fucking city for you people.
Yeah.
You're losing 2 generational players. But he's going to be a fucking problem if he's not happy. And it sucks for that guy walking. Like, he just got they fucking won of the job.
Yeah, and he loses his franchise.
But if you can get all your picks back, you can throw Tua out there.
Yeah.
He'll sell some tickets. Fans going to be pissed off. Yeah. Win some fucking games. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
I even think, now I'm not saying Miami would take this deal, and they might.
They should.
Hold on, I'm not done
Depending on how much it is.
Yes. If you're doing the 3-18, maybe your second, and maybe you throw in your first.
Yeah.
Or if you don't throw in your first, you throw in. If I'm Houston, I'm not taking Tua. I'm saying we're going to take your picks. You can keep him.
Yeah.
That way I can maybe get a Fields, maybe get maybe I can swap with the Jets. You know, maybe I can do something with there. That way I know I can get one.
I think everybody throws 2 out there just as a QB swap. I think there'll be a player involved.
I do too. I do too.
Chances are it's probably a lineman of some sort.
So either offense or defensive. Yeah.
Nobody knows anything about the guy's player personnel director for the Patriots. He evaluated talent. I just have to assume, being under Bill Belichick, as long as he was, that he knows, hey, we're not doing flashy shit here.
Yeah.
Lineman. Yep. That's where the game starts.
Exactly.
So we need something like that.
Yep. And I think it's, they just drafted an offensive lineman last year. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's, Christian Wilkins, who they drafted from Clemson 2 years ago. Maybe it's, one of those young guys that can come in and help them out. But I think it's a player. I think you're right on that. I just don't, if I'm Houston, I'm just saying, you keep Tua, we'll take your picks and somebody else.
Yeah.
And if Miami goes, well, we don't really want Tua, I think you're going to see something in that. Yeah.
And honestly, the best thing for Tua would be to not get traded and actually sit behind Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Play out your deal, go get your job.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for him by far. In Miami, the reason you have to do this deal, we talk about it all the time. What's the easiest way to make the playoffs? Win your fucking division.
Yep.
Guess what? Josh Allen's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
You better go find one because Tua ain't beating him.
Yep.
I mean, he's... things could go sideways for him.
Yeah.
Sometimes quarterbacks do. All signs are pointing to Josh Allen's going to be a pretty good fucking quarterback in that division for a while.
Yeah.
So you better go get one.
Yeah, if you want to be relevant, you should definitely get one. Yeah. So
I can't imagine they're looking at the playoffs going on, sitting back, doing their self-evaluation, going, we have the guy that can beat him.
No, I can't
imagine they're saying that. So they already know they're looking.
Yeah. I'm really interested, and that's why I love the fucking offseason with the NFL, just because there's so many cool things that can happen. It does, because you're going to see a lot of big-name players playing for different teams next year.
Yeah. Well, because, shit's happening. Cap's not going up, and a lot of people, they kick the can down the road based on the fact that cap's going up.
Yep.
It's like, well, hey, won't be as many people cut because they think they're just going to eat it over a couple years, so it'll just flatline instead of going up. No people are going to get cut because that's the fucking problem is it's going to flatline.
Exactly.
And if it didn't go up another 8%, now we got to cut some guys because we were expecting that to go that way.
Exactly. Yeah, that'll be fun. I can't wait for the offseason.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
It'll be super fun.
Well, shit, you want to go over I guess we'll go over the picks. Do we miss anything? I don't think there's any big news out there besides that.
Yeah.
Hockey starts tonight.
Oh, I mean, Peterson got fired from the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be in on that fucking...
I tell you what.
Because he was safe.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the Adam Schefters of the world.
Yeah.
Peterson was safe. They have a meeting on Friday.
Yep.
Then Schefter or somebody, one of the insiders, tweets out of like, Peterson may not be as safe as we think.
Yeah.
Then meeting Monday, shit canned.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when something like that, when Schefter or one of them tweets something out like that, they already know the guy's getting fired. It just hadn't happened yet.
Uh-huh.
They don't usually swing and miss on that stuff. What happened in that meeting? Now, it came out that he wanted to promote a guy that he wanted to be offensive coordinator, and they want to control who he hires for his staff.
Yeah.
Did he just tell him to fuck off? Hey,
so
fuck you.
The one report I read was basically that, because it came out that said Peterson not an interview, but just a comment had said, "I'm tired of being told what to do."
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's probably it. Is no, I'm gonna fucking do. This is my fucking staff. You guys don't know anything about fucking football. This is what I want to do.
Not to mention, won a fucking Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That never happened before.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
I think they never won one. Yeah,
that was their first one.
That was their first one.
First one ever. Yeah. Number one, I don't think you're going to get a better coach. There's not really that many good ones available. All of them are first year head coaches.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to go hire Marvin Lewis or Jim Caldwell or somewhere along those lines.
And maybe that's the move.
Maybe it is,
because you're kind of in a teardown right now.
Yeah.
You don't have a quarterback.
No, because I'm assuming depending on who you hire, that's going to depend on who.
Wentz is your quarterback. That tells you that right now.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm saying
whoever your coach is hiring, better be the fuck okay with Carson Wentz, because you owe him $100 million.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think, is that the best job available right now? For sure. I think it is.
Philly?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'd want that conversation of, do you want to have the say-so because Doug Peterson wasn't as tenured, so you didn't think he could make those decisions yet? And that's why you were saying it?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you a meddler?
Yeah.
Like Jerry Jones, when he tells you who you need to pick?
Mm-hmm. Could be that.
If it's that, then maybe not. Pass on that job.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. If you say if a lot, but they have a lot of players in Philly, and they play in a shit division. And
they have a lot of players that don't play.
They do, and that's a problem. And that's
whatever the reason for that is, I don't know.
But
I mean, for a lot of times you'll see Deshaun Watson catch an 80-yard, or not Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Jackson. Yeah.
Catch an 80-yard touchdown and go, I didn't even know he's still in the league.
I know.
He plays like 2 games a year.
Yeah. I think Wentz is a good quarterback.
I do too.
I do. I really do. I think that Peterson kind of didn't know what to do with him. And he didn't have anybody to fucking throw the ball to.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, they can say everything they want of like, well, the offense changed because Jalen Hurts can run, and that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But the passing plays they ran with Jalen Hurts sure looked a lot fucking better than that shit that was getting thrown out there when Wentz was out there.
I think something happened to where Peterson and Wentz fell apart.
Yeah.
And he said, fuck you, you're not playing.
Yeah.
I honestly think that, because that seems like something, if he's tired of being told what to do.
My thing with Wentz is until he got hurt in December last year, playing pretty good fucking ball.
Yeah, and before that,
carrying the team on his back.
Yeah, and before that, was leading them to a Super Bowl, maybe possibly an MVP.
Yeah,
and then tears his whole fucking knee apart.
Yeah, so it's one of those. Now, if you want to say injury prone or whatever, okay, you can't argue that.
Yeah,
but how did he forget to play football? Could it be that everybody's injured?
Yeah, or could it be that the coach just gave up on you?
Yeah,
I mean, if everybody's saying Wentz isn't the problem, then it's you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's now whether he's the problem or not, nobody knows. We'll find out.
I think a little bit of that comes down to you drafted a quarterback in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's not Aaron Rodgers. It is what you figure.
Yeah, thanks, Siri.
He's not, with the Jordan Love situation.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Wentz isn't, a 15-year vet that's already won a Super Bowl, 2 MVPs, about to be 3. He's not that guy yet, and you just drafted a quarterback in the second fucking round.
Yeah. Obviously.
Maybe that's where it started for him having a problem.
Maybe.
Hey, remember how we was playing good until I kind of almost fractured my back or whatever?
Yeah.
And I had nobody to throw to and nobody to, and you drafted a quarterback. We didn't really have a running back or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where it started to go bad. And that's probably not Peterson's problem, but
does it hurt his head coaching candidacy other places?
No, because he's going to be the Jets head coach.
That's what I figured.
I think that's...
Mm-hmm.
I think you probably don't... Obviously, he's close with the guy there at the Jets. That's always been the thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you're a head coach of a football team when it's said that you're safe already, that you walk into the owner's office and tell him to go fuck himself, unless you got a pretty good idea you got a fucking job.
Yeah, no shit.
So, I mean, that's kind of how
that's a good way to look at it.
Feel that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
And then the bad thing is tweets going out and stuff today and it would suck that if Eric Bieniemy gets passed over again.
I know. And
that's starting to pick traction up.
Yeah.
And is it because a lot of people are doing fucking Zoom meetings, which you've done the whole year.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. And it probably will because he's going to be going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So not going to get a face-to-face till we're done with this shit. So, well, we need a coach in here now to get moving. Why? With fucking what?
Yeah, with what?
Hiring a staff and stuff? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably already has a staff lined up.
You're not allowed to be dealing with these fucking guys anyways right now. So.
Yeah, what's it matter? Yeah, I think I think we're going to see some stupid people get some stupid jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, you just need that first domino to fall.
Yep. Somebody's going to hire somebody first, and then you're going to see.
As soon as somebody gets hired, then you're going to see like 4 positions get hired in 2 days.
Yep.
I guess we need to talk about some games.
Yeah, we had our picks last week. You didn't do so
not
hot.
Not good. I went 1-4-1 because there's a tie out there, and you went 3-2-1.
Shit.
I'm going to tell you, I guess we'll just kind of run through these and give a synopsis of our thoughts. Bills are really good.
Yeah.
I feel like if the Colts had a better quarterback, they would have won that game.
Uh-huh.
If Matt Stafford was there, I feel like they really would have won that game. But anybody else, Phillip Rivers,
retired,
it was there for them to win.
Yeah, he just is not the guy.
You're just not the guy. I mean, Bills are really good, but they could have got right there.
Yeah, they could have.
I mean, it was set up for them to get got.
Yeah.
Just didn't happen.
And then my fucking Rams pick, baby. Yeah.
Huge. And the stat line on this, Russell Wilson fucking sucks at football.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying. They have him do way too fucking much.
And I started seeing the stats.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been coming for a few years now.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is an MVP the first half of the season, and the second half of the season is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
That's why he's never gotten an MVP vote.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he gets tired.
Yeah. From doing everything?
From doing it, and which he has, but you have some fucking weapons there.
Yeah, you do.
But it went from first half of the season, 33 points a game. Second half of the season, 24 points a game.
Well, the one thing that sucks is their offensive line is absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Number 2 is you can't keep a running back healthy. And when you were at the beginning of the year, you were actually running the football. Yeah. Chris Carson was averaging 80 yards a game or something like that. And then they get hurt. And now they're like, oh, I feel like I got to do everything, If they can get that
there's
solved.
Something there with him. Something's not right because he doesn't even look like himself out there playing. It's like,
you hurt?
Fucker, do you know how to play football? Because
doesn't seem
6
like
weeks ago, you were the unanimous MVP.
Yeah.
And now it's like, should we cut this fucking guy? We paid him what?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just the...
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other one.
Okay.
Old Wolford. However you say his fucking name. Wolford?
Walford? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Walford.
the college?
It's spelled Wolf.
Yeah.
I call him Wolf.
Wolford.
Started the game. Dude, thought he broke his fucking neck.
And then you see it. He just had a concussion. Nothing was wrong with his neck.
They slow-mode that, and you've seen his fucking head go like that. And they can say all they ever is, you got to penalize that. Hey, man, that's just a hit that fucking happens. He hit him with his shoulder. I mean, he was diving, But that was kind of a holy fucking shit.
Yeah, no shit.
But then Goff comes in and gets him a win.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously had some problems.
Yeah.
But he threw the ball, handed the ball off, took snaps under center, stuff like that. Why the fuck didn't he start?
I know. I don't get that either.
100%. Jared Goff got benched for the fucking playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also coming out, we don't know who we're going to start yet against Green Bay.
Oh.
That's what he'd said, that they won't announce it till later.
Yeah, maybe he pissed him off or something.
Maybe he's just not good at football, and they oversigned his contract.
Yeah.
And that was signed before McVay got there.
Yeah.
You have to assume he threw passes, he threw long touchdowns.
Yeah, his thumb's fine.
Handed the ball off, took all the snaps, did everything a quarterback does. You're Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't you starting?
Yeah, a good point. What if they trade for Deshaun Watson? They've already proven that they don't give a fuck about their first round picks.
Fuck about that.
No,
that'd be phenomenal.
And give him Goff.
Yeah.
No, I mean seriously though.
Yeah, but Houston never do that. They wouldn't want because the fucking contract.
Yeah, it's no better than Deshaun Watson's contract.
Player though,
I get it.
Like Goff is not Houston's future.
No, he's
and
not.
Not a chance at being that. Tua, you don't know, and it's a cheap rookie contract.
I get that. But maybe they like Goff. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's done this.
Goff's in that fucking Wentz category right now. Of like, I understand you got screws put in your hand, but obviously you did everything that you should have been doing. And you won the fucking game.
Yeah. That's what I'm just bringing that up. They've proven that they don't give a fuck about draft picks.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was like very telling. McVay's like, you can do everything you can do. Obviously, you're the back. If you couldn't play, you sure as fuck wouldn't have been the backup for that game.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, this guy's never started a playoff game. We're going to go with him.
What? Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
This kid played in the Super Bowl for you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But again, I think it's very clear that Goff is not McVay's guy. It's not who he wants at quarterback. He's very good when nobody's around him, and he can just sit back there and pass, which every quarterback in the NFL can do that. So that's nothing special. But he's, again, hey, we owe him so much money that this is just who you have.
Yeah, could be. All right, so did we wash on the Bucks and the Redskins? Or the football team?
Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I said that
it was
twice
an 8-point, and it ended up an 8-point game.
Yeah.
How about that kid, though?
Yeah. Heineken.
Made him smell some money.
Yeah, probably.
He's going to get a look. I doubt that he's not going to be a starter.
No.
But he's going to get a chance.
Yeah.
Fucking kid's gamer.
Mm-hmm.
He threw some darts,
he
too.
Did. The run was my favorite.
Good.
The run was my favorite. He had a hell of a dive on that one,
my
didn't
God.
he? Oh, man.
He hurts himself.
Yeah.
And then comes back in the game and marches him down. I mean.
Yeah. It was a fun game to watch. It really was. I mean.
I assume he's going to stay in Washington. Of Rivera's going to. It'll be, hey, man, I'm going to sign you this contract. This is the money that we're going to have. It's not, you're making a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm going to guarantee you that you make this roster.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a chance to compete for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all he's going to get.
Exactly.
But they need to do that.
Yeah.
Give a look. You don't have one.
No, you don't. Yeah, Alex Smith isn't coming back.
I can't imagine.
He can't do that.
Can't imagine.
No.
But that kid was awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Awesome.
It's fun to watch. I mean, he had the whole team fucking hyped up.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was.
They were down 8 to the fucking Buccaneers with Tom Brady.
With the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was like, hey.
Hey, maybe.
I mean, that's the best their offense looked all fucking year.
Yeah, it did.
So you got to take a look at it. I mean, kid made himself some money.
Yeah.
At least gets on a roster. And that's where he's going to end up in fucking New England. He's
Everybody
not.
Says that.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
No.
But I think Washington should sign him because, have a little bit of a lack of depth there, apparently.
No shit. All right, I'll say this about the next game we're going to talk about. We both had it right? With the Ravens? Okay.
Yeah.
They are the scariest team in the playoffs right now.
Fuck crazy.
They are the scariest team in the playoffs.
He's so fast.
He is.
Like, you forget how fast he is.
Yeah.
Can't throw worth a fuck, but you forget how fast he is.
I tell you what, that offensive coordinator had them dialed the fuck in coming out of the second half. Holy shit.
And they had that little weird stretch in the season. It's like, well, maybe the Ravens suck.
Yeah. They're playing their best football right now, and it's scary for other teams.
Yeah. And, got that weight off your shoulders now. Hey, I got to win in the playoffs.
I'm going to
go
on
the road.
I'm free now. I can go play some fucking football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Titans defense is terrible.
They're bad.
Yeah.
They overachieved.
Mm-hmm.
They got in.
Yeah. They got in. Nobody thought they would because of the run they had last year. They had to get rid of a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 offensive linemen.
They had 28 free agents off of that fucking team.
Exactly.
Pretty tough.
Well, a lot of them were their defense.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah. I mean, you lost a lot of DB. I mean, whatever it is. But yeah, they're just, I mean, they got in. They won their division. I mean.
And I think what you showed this year is Derrick Henry carried them to the AFC Championship game last year.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. But the other NFL teams seen that, and they can slow that. They can't stop him.
No, they can
Is he going to get 100 yards?
Probably.
Yes. Is he going to be able to control a game in the playoff like he did last year? Not a fucking chance.
Nope.
And by, those signing stuff, you let those defensive guys.
Yep.
Now, if you can get out and get the lead, they got a fucking problem.
Oh, yeah. You can't.
But if you give up the lead, you got a fucking problem.
Yep. Tannehill's going to have to beat you. That's what your mindset's got to be.
Yeah. And he looks okay.
He does. He doesn't look bad.
No,
he doesn't look bad at all.
Nothing wrong with him at all.
They just got to get something going that's consistent both ways.
Right.
You don't need to have Derrick Henry have 29 carries.
No.
And you don't need to have Tannehill throw in 30 times. There's got to be a consistency there, and there's got to be some different scheming offensively to run the ball.
Right.
It just can't be a straight up fucking dive every time.
32 drive.
Yeah,
here we
exactly.
go. Well, he's big. He's just going to,
No, there's got to be some scheming issues with that too. So, and then you have A.J. Brown, who's a fucking man out there catching a ball. And even Corey Davis, who they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, but he's a solid secondary receiver. He's a solid receiver. I mean, he's not anything special, but he's a solid guy who's going to at least draw somebody over there. That way they're not double teaming A.J. Brown all the time, You got to respect him is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Can't think of the word. But, I think the Ravens or the Titans are going to be okay.
Yeah.
You just got to figure some things out on the staff, I think.
Yep. All right, the next game, we're probably not going to talk about this very long.
No, I'm not going to talk about the game at all, okay? Drew Brees is bleh. I mean,
it's blah. The Bears are a fucking terrible joke.
I think Matt Nagy's a good coach. I don't think he's a good head coach.
They think he is, too, because they think their GM's good, too. And the funny thing is like, well, I don't know if they're going to sign Mitch to a long term. Well, they're not. Either you franchise him or you let him go.
Exactly.
Secondly, did you forget that you still have that stupid fucking contract for Nick Foles?
Yeah, no shit.
So you either
bite the bullet and cut him.
You got to let Mitch go,
and
you got to take Foles. You're our starter next year.
Yeah,
and we're gonna go find a fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line there,
because that's just what you have to do.
Yeah, I think. Like I said, I think Matt Nagy is a good coach. I do not think he is a good head coach. I don't.
I think they got better once he gave up the play calling.
He did. That's what I'm. Yeah, because he
now learn how to be a head coach.
Exactly. Now learn how to do that. You were trying to be an offensive coordinator and a head coach. That doesn't always work.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work.
We've already talked about this longer than I thought we would, but I was just going to say I watched at least half of the game on Nickelodeon.
Did you?
Yeah. It's fucking better.
Was it? I didn't watch any of it on Nickelodeon.
Mainly because, the slime cannons and stuff like that. That was awesome what they did with the graphics. And I did get some, obviously I watched Nickelodeon as a kid, so there was some older school references that I understood.
Yeah.
But honestly, the game like that, I don't need to hear fucking Romo breaking it down. I'm kind of out on Romo.
I mean, I know a lot of people are. It's just too much. Just call the game.
Well, and he's not doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
What he was doing when it was awesome is when they came to the line and goes, all right, well, it's 3rd and 8, and it looks like the way they're lined up that you're going to catch a slant because there's going to be a blitz coming from this side. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, the other shit where you're trying to make all these hammy jokes and stuff like that and then telling me why they did it after the fucking play. Well, I know that. I don't need to know that.
No, I want to know what you're thinking before.
I want to know the pre-snap of okay, well, let's see if he's right. Because that brings in a little,
no, he was right. Yeah, or he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. Yeah.
And then it just, it's like, hey, you did a really good job. Here's a bunch of money. And then you get going, well, I better do more of it.
Yeah.
And then you kind of quit doing what you were doing.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. And then the Browns and the Steelers game.
Oh, before we go to that, can we I want to bounce back to that Rams game.
Yeah.
Fuck Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
good at football.
How good?
Yeah, really good at football.
And just think about, like, you start looking at some of these pieces that were in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That they just said, get the fuck out, you're too good.
Uh-huh.
That fucking guy is, I mean, just phenomenal.
I know it.
Of just,
really,
like, some
really
of the
good.
plays he fucking made is like, how'd you do that?
I know. Crazy.
Of like, yep, just let him.
That's my point.
You're good at football.
That's my point of the Rams not giving a fuck about their first round draft picks. If there's somebody they want, they go get them. That's my point about it.
Well, I think that's the good thought process too. Of you can say the same thing, Indianapolis, 17th pick for DeForest Buckner.
Yeah.
If I can get, I just drafted him in the first round, and he's pretty fucking good.
Exactly.
Kind of made a difference on that defense. Why are you not doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No teams do that. Well, I'll give you a first round pick for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably going to be better than that rookie that you have no fucking idea about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. That's all. I wanted to go back to that because we forgot to talk about that.
Good. But the Browns and the Steelers game, holy shit.
This goes into the same category, obviously, with 3 games, usually because that last game starts at like 6 or 4.
The last
on
game?
the regular.
Oh, yeah.
On the regular but now added in, it goes to 8:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have to work in the morning, so
I watched all of it.
I watched. I didn't.
I watched all of it.
I made it. I think I made it in the third quarter. But it was one of those things of, I think, did we talk about, we both picked the Steelers.
Yeah.
But we said that,
I think
kind of came out and said that this is a game that they could lose because they lost to the Bengals.
Exactly.
And I was so fucking intrigued that I had to stay up past my bedtime. Just when it started, the first snap of the fucking game, and like, oh my God.
I had Super Bowl flashbacks.
Yeah, I did. That's exactly. I thought of you when that fucking happened.
I was like, oh God, this isn't going to be good for the Steelers. I was like, oh shit, I've been there before.
But then it's like, well, here's an interception. Touchdown.
Here's another one.
We'll punt. Touchdown. Yeah, we'll throw another pick. I'm going, I have to watch this.
Yeah. It got so interesting. It got down to 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, are they going to blow it? And then they scored again. I was like, maybe not.
I'm going to tell you what, though. Obviously, I watched some highlights of the second half of like you can punt that on 4th down there, Mike?
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You try to draw them off sides without your offense on the field.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I'm like, I get it. You're trying to like maybe like throw them off. Like they won't hard count on a punt, but they're kind of smarter. I mean, they're NFL coaches on the other sideline, too, that are probably thinking the same thing.
Obviously, they made it a tight game. You go for that there and then pump one in.
Yeah.
Different fucking game.
For sure. Because
now you're a Cleveland guy like, hey, man, we've blown this 28-point lead. Now we're trying to hold the fuck on.
Exactly. I watched it at a buddy's house, and I tried to leave at halftime. I was just going to go finish the game at my own home, but I was told that it was going to jinx them if it didn't. So I stayed and watched the whole game, and holy shit. It was fun. It would have been fun to watch it at home, but to watch it with Browns fans was absolutely awesome because they're just fucking going nuts.
I like it too, and I'm not a Browns fan.
No.
Not at all. I am a Baker Mayfield fan, though.
I like him as well.
I do. I think people shit on him. Mm-hmm. It's because he was on a shitty team and because he does commercials and he's not working hard enough.
Exactly.
Like, because he's doing that like fucking noon right before the 1 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like it because it. Now, granted, I have different ownership for my team.
Yeah.
But I like it because there's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure Detroit fans feel the same way.
Yeah.
There's some fucking hope out there. But it was just such a fucking like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What the hell is happening?
And then feel bad, put in a bad position with Spillane.
Yeah.
Just kind of like Ohio State's linebackers having to cover. Hey, this is an important drive, but we're going to put you on Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
Fuck?
Yeah.
You're professionals. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to call an audible on that fucking play.
Exactly. No shit.
It is kind of a big third down.
Yeah.
Maybe not do that.
You're going to guard him? Are you sure? Yeah. I loved the playoff games. I mean, they were fun to watch.
Yeah, except one.
The Saints and the Bears is absolutely dog shit, but
you knew that was coming, though.
Yeah.
There was never a chance that the Bears had any fucking chance at that game.
Not at all.
That's fucking NFL is so good.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And the fact that we spent a lot of time How much time we talk about the fucking NFL before we even got to the playoff games?
Yeah, I know a lot.
And this is just the drama around it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess now we're at that point where
we can talk about the
I need to
playoff
have
games?
a little fucking bounce back.
Yeah, you do.
Fucking terrible. I'm so happy that the Packers are playing on Saturday, too.
Oh, I can't wait for that game. I don't have a game on Saturday, so I get to watch fucking football.
Yeah, so it's I'm tell you what. Obviously, the way the Packers are playing, and the reason I jumped back to the Jalen Ramsey thing is he got a big, tall task this week.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see how that goes.
I know, it's going to be fun as hell. Fun as hell to watch.
The Saturday slate, though, I mean, what the fuck?
I know.
You get the Packers game to start you off, and then you have the Bills and Ravens.
Why would you not save one of those games for Sunday?
Because you have Tom Brady and Drew Brees.
I get it.
Now, granted, that was kind of locked up before they did that. And I understand that one, too, because that's... And you kick Cleveland off the early game because you just assume Kansas City.
Yeah.
But, okay.
So, Rams and Packers, do you have -6.5 for the Green Bay?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure we have the same line. I'll go first. I'm taking the Packers. They have given me no chance to not take the 6.5 because if they win by a touchdown, I'm good.
And here's the other thing, too. Goff is probably going to play.
Yeah.
Even though that the coach seems to not want him to.
Not want him at all.
It's in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. He's even better at home.
Adams is going to get... I mean, Ramsey's phenomenal. Adams going to get catches, though, because he's who he is.
Because it's one of the...
And that guy throwing it to him is pretty fucking good.
It's one of the hardest things to do in football is to cover a guy.
Especially that guy with that quarterback.
Shit.
And then the other thing of, hey, it's going to be cold as fuck. Good luck.
Good luck, L.A.
Yeah, good luck.
Shit, Goff's never played in the fucking snow.
No, it'd be interesting, dude, if it started snowing, then it's like, I might push that to fucking 10.
Yeah.
But I think there's some stats out there that under a certain degree, like Goff has never won a game. He's never won a cold game.
No.
Not saying that this isn't the time. I just feel like this is more of a Packer train.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Packers, man. I fucking excited as hell.
Now this next one, I don't know. I'm still in the coin flip area here.
I don't know what to do. One, you gave me a shit fucking... Actually, you didn't give me a bad spread. 3 points probably wins this game.
I got it at 2.5.
So do I. That's what I'm saying. 3 points probably wins this game.
Yeah, you're doing a pick 'em.
Pretty much.
I think there's a chance of some weather, of some snow. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means because it would mean that it would only be different if it was like a slippy, icy kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know, for the run game reason. Yeah. They don't, if it's just kind of snowing, they don't really fucking throw the football. No. I mean, and Josh Allen, big hands, he plays in Buffalo.
Yeah.
He's going to be fine in the snow.
Yes.
It's not going to affect Lamar Jackson because he's not going to throw all over the field anyways. So unless it's like an ice type situation, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah. It's your turn to pick first.
I know, and I still haven't made my mind up
I know you
yet.
haven't. That's why you're talking about this.
I'm going Bills -2.5.
Okay.
Just because I want to.
Okay.
I'm not saying I love it.
Yeah. I would tell you
I'm
this.
just not saying I love it, but I kind of like the Bills. Another team, man, they've been in the fucking shitter for a long time, so I like to root for these teams.
I love the Bills. I like Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs there has been the greatest addition to a team in the last 5 years.
Good job, Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly. I love the Bills. I'm going the Ravens.
I knew the way you talked about it. I knew you were going to go that way.
Like I said, they're the scariest team to play right now because they're playing their best ball. Whether is it better than the Bills? We'll find out Saturday. But they're playing their best football, and they're still really, really good. Quarterbacks, I'm probably taking Josh Allen. If you're saying, oh, okay, who you taking? I'm taking Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But it's just something about Ravens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Something about John Harbaugh's a fucking phenomenal coach. There's something about that
Only
to
one
me.
in the family.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry. His dad was a really good guy. I don't know what level, but I know his dad was a coach.
I'm taking them. I'm going with John Harbaugh. I'm picking the Ravens to win. Fucking Justin Tucker.
It's not like I
know.
dislike that pick because Justin Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
It could be one of those games where Justin Tucker wins the game, and I'm not talking on a game winner. I'm talking like he kicks 7 fucking field goals,
24-17, something. Yeah. Like that, 24-21. I mean,
and the reason I like the Bills, good defense. I like Josh Allen, Diggs, everything that you said, and I feel like they have that feeling of, hey, we got away with one.
Yeah.
Like we should have lost that game, and we got away with one. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the best fans. They just fucking do,
They're
man.
Fucking awesome.
People breaking their people jump. I think I watched a guy jump through a goddamn table after that fucking win and broke both his legs or something. I mean, it was like I watched it like 9 times. Yeah. I couldn't. It was terrible, but I couldn't fucking stop.
I know it.
All right, next game.
Sunday.
You got it at 9.
3 o'clock. I got it at 10.
Oh, sorry, my eyes. Yeah, I got it at 10 too.
Okay,
so right. My eyes were a little fucked up.
Sorry, no. So I got it at 10. My turn. Browns. I think it's closer than what people think as well. Again,
fucker.
Are you gonna go the Browns too?
That's what I was gonna do.
The Chiefs haven't covered all year. It feels like they give up a quick score at the end. I don't think the Chiefs' defense is all that good. I think they really jump on top of teams when the offense is clicking.
100%.
Because they're allowed to. They're playing free. They're doing all this stuff. I'm going back to one of their 2 losses. The Raiders were able to run the fucking football on them with Josh Jacobs. If you guys ever watched the Browns this year, they're really good at running the football.
That's what they do.
They're getting their all-pro guard back.
Yep.
I think Conklin's going to play too. I think he's healthy enough to play. They're getting Ward back. They're getting somebody else back in the secondary. They're probably as healthy as they're going to be all year.
Yeah.
And they're still playing good football. I think that they make it close.
I think the same way. And
for hell, they're getting their head coach back too. He handles the play. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Even though Van Pelt did
decent,
pretty goddamn good job.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Granted, you get spotted 28.
Yeah,
all right,
it helps.
But then again, you called a game plan that didn't get you beat, which that's very fucking tough to do when it's like, hey, do we need to start going in a goddamn prevent here in the first quarter?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like, because Kansas City doesn't fucking cover.
No.
They just don't. Mm-hmm. And for that reason you just talked about, defense isn't as good as you think.
Mm-hmm.
When Kansas City snaps their fingers, it's usually early and they just jump out on top of you and then hold on.
Yeah.
And it's the Kansas City wins this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they cover.
Yeah.
And I'm just going off the fact that they never covered against anybody. You lost a bunch. If you bet on Kansas City this year, you lost a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
And that's a team that lost 1 goddamn game.
Exactly. 2.
Now, 2 games.
Well, I mean.
But the one didn't. I mean, they lost one game.
Yeah.
So, but here's another one, though. Hey, man, they took the last week off.
Yeah.
And they had they haven't played in 2 fucking weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, not a little rust off, but you don't know.
You've seen teams blitz them, like the Titans and the Texans, and then they come back and they storm back.
All right, we got this, which would be a good thing for the Browns too, because if the game that happened in Pittsburgh happened with Kansas City, and Kansas City's down 28-0, that same scenario, I think a lot of people, like if you said, all right, just a straight up bet, who you betting on to win this game? I think a lot of people take Kansas City still.
Yeah, I think they would.
Yeah, in the next 6 minutes, they're going to score 35 fucking points.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
I'm with you. Bucks and Saints.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yes. It is 3. Yeah. Saints.
This is probably one that we're going to end up fucking pushing on.
Probably.
I'm going to take the Bucks.
Okay.
Is that I'm getting 3.
Yeah, you're getting 3.
Mainly for the fact... Obviously, I don't believe in Drew Brees. But then again, I also don't believe that you're going to beat him 3 fucking times in 1 year.
That's tough.
And I'm going to tell you what, the Bucks have looked
good.
And the last time that you played him, I think Antonio Brown is there. You're starting to see him get used, and that was like his first week.
Game.
Yeah. I feel like they got something for you.
Mm-hmm. I was going to go Bucks as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am going to go Bucks. I don't know why. Past tense. I just don't think the Saints like you said, it is tough to beat teams 3 times in 1 year. I don't think Drew Brees is all that healthy, to be honest with you.
I don't think he is either.
He's playing because it's his last year.
Yeah.
I think he's playing just to go out on top, to go out playing. It's going to be a super high-scoring game.
Yeah.
It is. It's either going. No, it's going to be It's going to be at 80 points, or it's going to be 43.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be really high scoring, or it's going to be 21-24.
And I'll say this too: the last time both times that the Saints beat the Bucs, their defense fucking got after Tom Brady. Yeah. Now they haven't really shown that lately. Like their defense has been like extremely mediocre lately.
They have been.
So that's now, Michael Thomas' fucking problem. Kamara's fucking problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
we'll see. I just have a feeling it's in the playoffs now. It's the third time. He's already lost you twice since Tom fucking Brady.
Can't imagine Tom Brady losing 3 times to one guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's just hard to believe.
I mean, he was yelling at guys to get the fuck back in the huddle.
Yeah.
Because they weren't paying attention when they were going out to kneel on the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that got the point across to that team of, hey, this is fucking playoffs now. This is how we do things.
No shit.
And they looked good. And Godwin looked like shit. He dropped a lot of fucking passes.
Yeah, he did.
But never played in a playoff game before.
Yeah,
now he has.
And you still have Mike Evans, who's pretty fucking good. And you throw in Antonio Brown with Gronkowski.
At some point in time in the playoffs, you're going to have a Gronk game. And I feel like this might be a Gronk game.
Yeah.
Where maybe not have a shit ton of yards, but he might have 2 or 3 touchdowns. I don't know if I'm going to play him in FanDuel or not because I can't. I just been burned. I don't know that I can pull that trigger. I had an all right fucking squad.
Yeah.
I won some money.
Did you? I did too. I won.
I mean, 30. You didn't win in our league. You put a bold strategy of not getting in it, but
I thought it was only for Sunday. I had no clue because it's always. I know even. The only reason I thought that is when they've had Saturday games, it didn't include.
It didn't include it.
So I was like, why would they? I know it was a playoff, so I was like, well, it's probably just for Sunday, I had no idea. My buddy texted me who won it. He goes, the fuck? He goes, I can't take your money.
Luke won it?
Yeah, he won it. Yeah, I don't know by how much.
I didn't even look.
But he was like, I can't fucking take your money. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the game. This was Saturday. I was like,
oh,
dude, I thought it was just for Sunday. And he was like, oh, okay. I was like, I had no idea.
Well, that's what my brother is like. What was Seth's deal not getting in this? I was like, you know what? I haven't even talked to him about it. I said, I don't.
I honestly.
And that's exactly what I said. I said, if I had to assume it was that he thought it was going to be Sunday only.
You know
and he
why?
Just didn't pay attention.
This is how I know that I thought it was only Sunday. Because I put in a fucking lineup in the $1 million one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I honestly just thought that it was for only Sunday.
I didn't do. I got in ours on Saturday, and then I did the $1 million on Sunday.
I
won $9 on that one. I had a okay team.
135.
I had an okay team. Really?
Yeah.
How many points you score?
170.
That's a good number.
I think.
I can't remember. I had one. I think I had is in the 130s or 140s. Okay. I can't remember. I had Lamar. Obviously, mine was Lamar Jackson to put up some good points.
171.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the points of the other quarterbacks. And I had to. Somebody got me. Well, I'll tell you one that cost me. I think I figured it up. Cost me $5 worth of winnings.
Oh,
is the bullshit fucking touchdown that the goddamn Bears scored.
Oh yeah, the Saints D.
Because I had the Saints D.
Yeah.
Of like, well, this sucks.
Yeah, I went ballsy and picked Baker. That really helped me.
Fucking helped.
Yeah, that helped me. And then Kamara, Chubb, the being able for the Steelers having to throw the ball. I had Deontay Johnson for them. Michael Thomas, Brown, Hooper, Dobbins, and then the Ravens defense only got me like 8 points. But yeah.
Let's see. I had I scored 136. Get to my entry here, and I'll tell you who I had because it sounds very similar to what you had. I had Lamar Jackson. He only got me 25.
Yeah.
I had Dobbins. I had Chubb.
Yeah. Okay.
I had Hollywood Brown scored me. Got me 109 yards.
Yeah.
I had Claypool, 2 tutters.
Mm-hmm.
I had Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
I had fucking I had Landry.
Yeah.
And I had the Saints defense.
Who's your tight end?
this is where I had to make the exchange because I didn't have any money. I had to have fucking Komet.
Ow.
That's what got me. That's where it got me.
Cooper had almost 20 points.
And I looked at him.
I did too, because I was like, it was the same way. I didn't have enough money, and I'm like, maybe, maybe.
But this is, I really like our league, and I think what we'll do next year, I think we'll open it up to we'll have to dive into this because I don't know how many people you can have in your league and how that works. I assume it's unlimited.
Yeah.
But I think, we'll have to figure something out because like the people listening, we should get some people in.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be kind of cool if you could get like a couple hundred people in. Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I
think it'd be really goddamn fun.
Yeah, it would be fun if we just knew more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's only $1.
Yeah, it's only $1. You're basically just exchanging money,
pretty
but
much.
It's fun though. It keeps you interested in the game.
Yeah.
I see Michigan and another state are opening up to
God, if
sports
Ohio
book.
would do
God
that,
forbid,
Jesus.
fucking Ohio does it.
Come on, DeWine.
Jesus,
prick.
Off topic of football, I started a free trial of Apple TV.
Yeah, is it good?
It's pretty fucking good.
Ah, damn it!
The funny thing is it's only $5.
Yeah,
and it's been out for over a year, and the price hadn't went up.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume they're just staying. I watched Ted Lasso, which is Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis is the soccer
football coach to the soccer.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
Is it? He's funny anyway.
It's just it's good show.
Yeah.
And the other show I watched was Mythic Quest.
Okay.
Which is written by the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And that Rob McElhaney that plays Mac on It's Always Sunny, he's kind of the main guy.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious.
Is it?
It's basically, I don't know if you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched the extent of it, but
like Charlie Day wasn't in it, but he's one of the writers of it.
Okay.
So him and Mac kind of write it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that comedy in it, except it's not a bar setting.
Yeah. It's space?
No.
Oh.
It's a basically Rob McElhaney's character. It's a online role-playing type game.
Gotcha.
It's basically World of Warcraft. Like he created the World of Warcraft.
All right, I see.
And the season starts as they're releasing their first expansion pack or whatever. This is big release number 2 after we got this hit.
Uh-huh.
And it's awesome.
Because
he's exactly, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you put him in, now you're a millionaire in charge of this, he's that.
Okay.
It's like,
funny.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to, I get some days off coming here. I'm going to dive into some other shit because I've watched 2 series from them and they're both phenomenal.
Okay. That's good.
So you get a 7-day free trial. You might want to check that out. You're probably going to stick with it. Movies that were on there. I've seen Tenet's on there.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
I did watch Wonder Woman.
Did you like the second one? I liked it.
It was I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
To me, people haven't seen it. I'm not going to talk about the movie as far as what goes on it and what I didn't like. I'll talk to you that off mic. But to me, they did what DC tends to do lately.
Yeah.
It's way too fucking long for what you've done with it.
Yes, it is.
And that's what DC does. You know what? We could probably get this done in an hour 40. Let's push it out to almost 3.
Yeah, no shit.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
I think you've proven with your other movies that that's not it. And that's what's got me scared about the Snyder cut that's going to be coming.
How long
we're
is it
going to push
be?
that into like 6 fucking episodes now?
Yeah, I know. Because they said it's going to be a series.
I don't need that.
No.
Your problem with your fucking movies is they're too long. Well, the end game and stuff like that was almost 3 hours. Like, they were wrapping up their whole fucking thing they had going on, and they were the best at it.
Yeah.
So
if you're giving me a series, give me a Justice League series.
Well, here's one that I'm upset with, too, is because on HBO Max, they're doing a Batman series.
Yeah.
It's about the Gotham Police Department. It's like, I'm going to tell you what, I know, like, they had a little success on the CW with the...
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah. But I'm a guy, hey, if you're going to do something... I want to do Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like Batman.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Jim Gordon.
Yeah, I know.
In the Gotham City Police Department.
But the CW one, I really love that one. If they had more money, if they had more money, it would be even better because, the costumes.
And I think this one's probably going to be good because it's HBO Max.
Exactly.
It's probably going to be good, but it's like, I don't care about anybody else's storylines.
Yeah, no. I like Jim Gordon, but I like the Gotham series and I probably like Jim Gordon because of the Gotham series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, I liked Gary Oldman, and I thought he was a pretty good Jim Gordon.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Like, if you get a chance for the Apple TV stuff, like,
chance of that.
And Lasso is I don't even know how to explain it. It's Jason Sudeikis.
Exactly.
And it's that's a quick, because they're like kind of like Netflix, where it's like 10 episodes. And it's, it's like a half hour shit. So it's like, boom, it's over.
Yeah.
So it's a real quick watch.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't done that, you should do that.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Really do that. And these are only the things I saw on the front page of I clicked on that and watched that. And then I knew I wanted to watch Mythic Quest because I knew that existed.
Yeah.
So I watched that and like Tenet was there. I'm like,
give that a watch.
I haven't seen that. And I haven't even scrolled through their fucking catalog yet. This is just like the page that came up. I'm like, click, click.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
That's a little something for you. We haven't done Wideside Cinema in forever because nothing ever comes out anymore.
I know.
Yeah. So there's some watching stuff for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this was a
successful podcast.
Successful. We got it done.
We did. You nailed
this. Talked about a lot of stuff.
Nailed it.
I don't know. We didn't say anything funny though.
No.
It was more of a to the crux of the matter, meat on the bone.
Do you like meat?
We didn't talk about. I listened to a new book this week. I know a lot of shit about buffaloes now.
That's good.
So a lot of people murdering buffaloes. That's what I fucking know about now. We'll leave it at that. We'll see you next time.
Wideside.